Talk, leaving their lone wreck down on the bottom of the cliffs, shotgun in hand, cowering underneath the rocks.
Yeah, I like how I gave a little bit of love over towards Force, and he's been offed early on in this game. Okay, shots coming through from Kedge. I mean, what else can you do, really? I mean, Enigma Galaxy has a lot of control here. Go's going to have to push out, and Enigma Galaxy is fairly easily covered. It is wild, the amount of water that's still in this circle, and finally we pull back to the benefit of Go. They're going to be very happy with this one.
They keep one of their buildings in, although not all of them looking super happy. However, they're really not in any danger right now. They can just put their players around this building, not really worry too much because they know everybody else is over on this cliffside.
It's an impossible game for anyone but Enigma Galaxy. I'm not going to lie to you.
You think? You reckon?
Yeah.
I think with good circles, Goat might have a chance.
What circle are you looking for?
Southwest, southwest,
stage
southwest.
9.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
We do have to end the game at some point, John.
No,
Okay.
let's keep it going forever.
Yeah, I mean, if they could, if we could get a stage 11, it'd be great. But I just don't see anyone else winning this. We all know when you play in these areas, as soon as you come out to this open ground here, it is a death sentence. If they had vehicles, maybe they could hit a flying V over towards the loot crate. They have to move now. If Go wants to win the game, they have to move now whilst they're fighting.
They have to read it. They have to get out. But do they have the smokes? Are they in position? Do they have the vehicles even to make this one move forwards? I believe that they do. Another nade over the top from Lord as the backlines are keeping Enigma Galaxy on 4 players. Ketch gets rezzed, and now they're back as 2. Another nade goes long. They're not quite finding it. They're holding out. A nade forwards. Catches them on the backline. Takes them super low, but it's not quite enough to stop Coops and Lord rolling on forwards. And Lord is down. Coops is low. Where are Goat, Blank? Where are they?
I mean, to be fair, they left Saiyan behind with the MG3. That's a good weapon to hold on. But finally, they're thinking, potentially, we got to make a move off the back of this. They've been setting up this smoke train for quite a while. This is good, actually. I quite like this from Go. They have to take this opportunity. It's a little bit late, but again, it takes a long time to set up those smoke trains. Sitting is very happily looking for his 2nd place.
He can hope. 3rd place right now, guaranteed for him. A nice little boon to Thunder Talk to get them off the bottom of the tables. Hopefully, a big nade. Takes a lot of damage off the MG3 angle as well. Over onto Satan. That's going to force him to go for the heel. And he's down.
That's bad.
The MG3 out, and Ralph now is isolated. Bootsman on the top of the building has got that high ground advantage to potentially find Ralph. The drop down came through from Lord as well. He's down in the water. He's looking for the last straggler from Thunder Talk. They kind of know where he's going to be now, and they're scouting it out, but they may have overcommitted to this split. Lord needs to get back into an angle where he can contribute to this fight.
I mean, Sitting is still here. Could cause a big problem for them. Starts to get his way back up the hill right now. Like you said, getting the MG3 down is really bad news. Good shot from Coops once again. He has to be the man of the moment right now. Boots on the back line is a big deal for them. But the circle is starting to push them in. This is where it gets hard. Goat wasn't able to create enough of an opportunity. Killer Joe with some good shots back that way. Putting them back and giving them a scare. Killer Joe does go down. Coops now steps up for more, but Bootsman's not suppressing the angle. Goat playing with 2, and they're on the cliff. Lord is down. Coops now under pressure, and they are melting underneath it. Thunder Talk, they do finally fall, but it's only 1 player. It's all up to Coops, and he's dropped down. Coops has fallen off. I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, it felt like they just crumbled like a stale biscuit underneath Goat's hoof. Moxie looking down towards Coops. He's the final player left alive, and Go is going to be able to get up to the 3-man. Where was Lord? Where was Ralph's rebuttal on that western side? And Coops goes down to the zone. Goodness me. Go get themselves the win. I mean, Jackie was right all along. Moxie hits them with the Riz here in Paris. They are able to find the chicken dinner of what seemed to be an impossible scenario. I feel like Enigma Galaxy just got in their own head. Yeah, I don't. I feel like pushing Ulf wasn't a necessity, though. I feel like the biggest threat came from Goat that game. That's where you should have been looking. That's where you should have been watching. As soon as you start seeing the smoke train being unleashed, be like, guys, you've got to come back. There's no reason to push that far out. Those players are going to come out into the open eventually. Goat will see them first. They'll likely take shots, and we can always just smoke off our angles versus them. We don't need these 2 eliminations, but we do not want to lose the chicken dinner. That's what matters more. Really unfortunate, really unfortunate. But that western side between Satan and Ralph, there wasn't a lot of pushback over towards those players.
No. I mean, I'm also slightly intrigued as to the reasoning for Lord's drop down there and towards the end as well, because I mean, you have, unless he just lost his footing, right? This is after that had all happened and he climbed back up, but it felt like he needed to be on that cliffside in order to help with those off angles, to stop Goat running through, because they were moving tree to tree completely out in the open. Coops had complete broadside, and they were able to find one.
Again, we can't take away from the fact that it was a pretty incredible rotation from Nick McGuire early on in the game. I was very excited to see them win that. I'm glad that Goat took the opportunity when they did, because again, that's what we were talking about during the game, is that during that push up there, Goat's got to do something. We pan back, they're setting up the smoke train, really nice stuff, and then they pull the trigger on it. Foopsman plays off the back of the building top. Lovely stuff, really, really good stuff. Anyway, Nick and Galaxy get themselves second place, but it's Goat who takes it all. Let's head back over to 7.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26. My name is the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than one of the GOATs. The GOATs of PUBG Mobile Esports. Scout, how are you enjoying Paris so far?
It's lovely, to be honest. I think it's my second time here, and I'm pretty much loving it. Again, watching PUBG Mobile Esports at international stage, nothing gets better than this.
Does this make you want to come back? Because I know you're currently wanting to, right?
Yeah, 100%. Would love to be back on the stage, competing.
Hey, maybe next year we'll see you playing here. That'll be amazing to see. How are you enjoying so far what you're seeing out of PUBG Mobile Esports? How it has progressed through the years as well?
I think the new players are pretty skilled, and they have pushed the skill ceiling so high that we, being the veterans, we need to catch up with them. Honestly. But yeah, we did it back in the days. We can do it again.
How about any words of encouragement for the Indian players here?
I think it's a long cut off from the international circuit from a long period of time. So I guess, yeah, they will get back. I think OG is the only team that has come second time in the international circuit. So it's a good experience for them. And I think, looking at the team right now, they're taking fights, looking pretty confident. So yeah, hope for a positive result out there.
I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Who is the GOAT?
Come on, I think everyone would agree with me. That's Paraboy. There's no second thought.
All right. Let us know on social media using the hashtag EWC and hashtag PUBG Mobile what you guys think, because I would have to agree with you as well. And you're one of my GOATs, brother. I'm so glad I had to do this with you. Any words that you got for your fans?
I'm glad you guys supported me all through my journey, and
I'm glad.
Thank you so much for showing me so much love and support. And we'll be back on the international circuit for sure.
Shukriya, bye. Shukriya. Back to y'all.
Shukriya. बाहिर अडियन्स यस्तो देखिनु कस्तो यो के यो स्क्रिन देखिन्छ क्या
Drives arrived at the PUBG Mobile World Cup with an entire country behind them. As the first Pakistani team to qualify for PMWC, reaching the world stage was already history. But once the matches began, they proved they had not traveled there just to participate.
But he's found Mafioso. He's got the flash here as well. Nucky, no! How can you do it to him? They want that first place, but you're gonna have to prize it from his cold, dead hands. Squashed with a chance now, and he's able to close it down.
Four Thrives finished second in the group stage, going directly into the grand finals, and eventually securing 7th place in the world.
Last year, PMWC taught us to be more aggressive and more consistent to win this championship.
Their journey began at the PMGO Season 1 South Asia Finals, where they handled the pressure of playing at home and claimed the regional championship.
काय क्यों साउंड सुन रहा है पूरा साउंड सुने यार सुन रहे हैं ना आप बोलना था बोलता hello guys what's up guys hello guys what's up सुने है क्या यार क्या को साउंड सुन रहा है मेरी बोले सुने है क्या यार मेरे को सुन रहा है मैं कौन है तो भाई मेरा बंदा ये संग मैं कौन है तो क्या मैं कौन है ना ये लोग मुझे यार यार League of Legends League of League of Legends कहाँ real man. Mati aku mau. Thank you. Next match, what is the start? Yeah.
I'm a little bit annoyed at us usually at the start of tournaments, especially during PMGO Season 1. They play so split, they lose players every once in a while. They kind of did it this game, right, Niptura, with an off-angle of gaming staff
The
behind them coming
iPad
in
समाज
outside
आते
of
हाँ
Lipovka.
iPad
I
हो
feel
रहे
like
हैं
if they don't use those two
I
players,
know
maybe
ना
we could be looking at an Ulf win here, but they are a slow
हाँ
starting
ये
team, so the
रूबर्स
fact that they
नहीं
still
हाँ
get decent points
guys
here,
ये
actually, 7 at
वो
this early on in the
सब
tournament, literally day 1 of PMWC, I'm not that annoyed, and I feel like they're still going to keep improving day after day going into this event.
That's the scary part with the team of
इस
home,
तो
because
कहाँ
we know
बोला
that they can usually
तीन
end
होने
up
वाले
showing
हैं
up when we go to the final day of group stages, and especially if they make it through, whether it's survival or whether they're straight to the finals, depending on where they end up here in Group A. Another team that has been able to be consistent and is currently in second place is none other than Aurora. Aurora has been able to put up those numbers, Max. It's a team that it's usually a bit of hit and miss, right? For that squad, we can either see a pop-up performance and just absolutely destroying the lobby, or just at the bottom. Right now, we're seeing a different Aurora that we actually haven't seen before.
It's working out. It's not the confident Aurora that's got like 4 players just steamrolling the entire lobby. So you know what? People are going to say I keep hating on Aurora, and I like the players, right? But
Fairly so sometimes.
She's just posing on me.
Side here, SMH.
Yeah, I think that they can do a lot more going into these games. I feel like they are able to capitalize on positions because teams do slight mistakes, or maybe not as aggressive as they should be. I have yet to see the Aurora that I know can win championships, but it's still day 1, so there's still a lot of room to make it happen. But Aurora have so much more to offer.
They're currently putting up good numbers in regards to eliminations too, even though it's not a pop-up performance. 5 elims, something to be mad about.
I mean, exactly. This is what I was saying earlier as well. Is this is the kind of thing you want to see? Personally, I want to see from a day 1 Group A, something like that, right? That's what I want to see. Is a team going? We just want to put 5, 6, 7 consistent points per game. That's all you need for group stage. You've got a very small threshold to get going in, so that's exactly what I want to see from them.
That's what I want to see out of them as well. One team that I want to see them step it up here in the second half is going to be none other than Forthrise. They have slowed down since the first match. A big slowdown for that squad. They do have the best loyal gamers, or as I like to call them, the PLG squad, so we would like to see them being able to step it up. But I know Kalaris has been running around and getting some interviews with the coaches.
Hi, Kalaris here on day number 1 for half-time. Beitan here from PK, who got themselves that win on game at number 1. So, first and foremost, let's talk about game number 1 and how you guys looked at the game, what your threats were. I thought you were looking fantastic on that high ground in the north. What's it from your perspective?
Yeah, so for the first game, literally like we changed the way how we play Rondo since like the last 2 tournaments, and we wanted like to try something new rather like than go and take some kills, then recall and play like the other team. So we wanted like to play more for the positioning and control like a good position, and this is what we did, and at the end we got the result that we want.
Were you concerned about Forthrives at all from the west side? Because they could have maybe tried to go north, but they decided not to in the end. Were you concerned?
Yes, but I was listening to the communication of the team, and I understand that the team was calculating the risk and the priority every time, so they keep switching like the split, depend the risk. So whenever like we see that 40 are trying like to be aggressive on us, we change to 1-3, and whenever we see that they are going back, we go to Original Town side.
I love it. Awesome insight, awesome insight.
Huh?
So 3 games down so far here today.
Barcelona,
What's your
no?
overall outlook for how it's gone here for GK?
For us, as I told
Güzel.
you before, like we have like different play styles. So in the second game, if you
मोबाइल में तो
guys,
कनेक्ट बना है
we changed
ओपन नहीं
our
होता
play style since like the first game in Rondo, because the Rondo we tried more to control in the edge and something. And in the second game we did some mistakes that we need like to improve for the first for the next like 3 games. And I think like now we understand how we need like to play the last 3 games, because the idea of the meta of the lobby is more like clear for us right now.
Thank you very much for your time for joining me here. Good luck in the next 3 games.
And here we go. The first 3 matches of the group of death are now in the books. Now to reach that second half. I'm Hot Jukes, and next to me I got my man Jackie. Hey, big shout out to, of course, John and Blake leading the charge there in the first 3 matches. But you know what? It's our turn to take over the mic.
Yeah, they've let us in. We've got upstairs. We've got in position. We got the overlook of the stage, the exciting arena, the plays that have been made already to get us hyped up, Jukes. And honestly, I think the best is yet to come for day 1.
Let's get it going. We are here in Paris, France. I love to say that the love is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
But while we were walking backstage, I didn't feel very much love. I'll tell you that right now, because these guys are intense. I can hear the players talking to the coaches, figuring out what did we do wrong? How are we going to correct it? They got to start making those corrections right here, right now, as we get into the final air gale of the day.
Yeah, man, it's going to be intense out there, Jukes, and you're absolutely spot on. It feels like you could cut the tension with a knife as we navigated over to the casting overlook, kind of the perch that we're set up on. And it's a good spot to be. We'll give you the lay of the land of the competition as things go down here, and we'll be switching it up on you with our remaining games. But like we said, Game 4 is starting to kick off.
Here we go. We can see a beautiful southern plane path here. And these teams are going to be going to a lot of their normal drop locations. We got RRQ heading out the plane immediately. We know where exactly we're going to see a squad like Aurora head to, right there towards Sosnovka military base. But this is a really crucial game right here. The leaderboards, you guys can see them on the left. You got Aurora in second place with 30 points. KRX leading it with 32. But it was your boys, GOAT Team, that ended up winning that last one, Jackie.
I do it every year, bro. I don't know how. I always get that feeling, that tingle in the air, and I could smell it. GOAT Team. Yeah, it might be a slightly different roster. They've made adaptations. They're trying to see how they can improve, what they can do differently to dominate out there. And like I said, you got to ramp a little bit, but they're starting to get that speed now, Jukes.
Here we go. And yeah, that last match was so interesting, right? We saw Nick McGall. Oh, I can actually forget that. Let's talk about this, because it looks like we got a little bit of a hot drop situation. And X-Force Rejects are going to have the numbers, the shotgun. Oh, he misses it. Can he do something with that knife, though? He's going to have to make a huge play. Swan, oh, he tried it, but not able to make it happen.
Oh, swinging with the blades, coming in swiftly, sprinting by. Nice couple quick shots, get it dealt with, and already we're into a bit of action then on the drops.
Couple players going down early here. Really interesting. So it looks like, you know, X-Force Rejects are going to lose a player as well. So a good, solid trade here. But guys, make sure you join that Naruto event. Get some of those insane skins. If you haven't already, I'm telling you, the best collab PUBG Mobile has done yet. I am not kidding. You guys got to go check it out immediately.
It was cheeky. I mean, kind of reminiscent of what we saw there with the Naruto run with the blade.
Yeah.
They've been playing the event. Yeah, they're fired up for it. We'll see if we get too much action out of this as well. Close proximity from 2 squads that have been on the tips of our tongues over the course of the day. We had that beautiful interview from Kalaris there, speaking to Geeky, getting the insights. Obviously, that's going to be GOAT Team, fresh off the back of their prior chicken dinner in the last game. So if they get into a bit of a scrap early on, could be some heat on that one.
Yes, that is true. You can see GOAT Team starting to move up there. You got Killer Joe trying to find some sidelines. DK playing this very quietly. You got Ragnarok in the front line. He doesn't want to give away his position just yet, because if he does, GOAT Team could definitely realize that this player's isolated. Let's full send and get that easy elimination. So yeah, Ragnarok gonna have to play this very carefully.
Killer Joe on the move through the ground floor.
Tommy gun in the hands, going to get a little bit of loot in on the go as well. But do they know what lies above on the upstairs floor? Moxie joining the crew. The molly's on point. Ragnarok burning as the flames start to emit. Quick drop out the window, Jukes. Can he get a drop on them to reposition? Tucks in, hits the prone.
He's got to run for his life at this point. Yeah, I mean, they heard that footstep. They threw that Molotov, and Ragnarok was on fire. Instant smoke there. Hopefully his teammates are going to be able to get some sight lines on this and give him some support fire. But it's the Foops man with that off angle making it so difficult to try and help Ragnarok here.
It's a good early pre-fire as well from Killer Joe, at least getting the fear into him. That's a response, though. You speak of Foops, and this time he's been deflated early.
Yeah, I think that with Foops going out here, you got to just disengage. Yeah, just take off. You know, you lost a player. Now you're at a big disadvantage. EK are going to look to punish this, though. They are on the move.
Bad boy coming in swift. That's another knock as Force falls. Moxie just looking to get away and be the sole survivor. Like you said, though, Jukes, this is worst case scenario. It's not only one player gone, it's effectively the whole squad, bar the solo of Moxie, if he's given the benefit of survival here.
But yeah, I mean, survival, but for how long? I mean, his whole team done and dusted just like that. It's the worst thing, right? When you see a team like GOAT get a nice chicken dinner and then go into a rough game immediately after. You hate to see it, but that just goes to show, right? Just one mistake can instantly just be a domino effect to you going back to the lobby.
Yeah, we're in constant flux today as well. Things are going to be changing, right? Day one, start to get the jitters out of the way for some of the squads, and especially for a team like GOAT, historically, it's felt like they played much slower on those early games. They don't like to force fights if they can avoid it till late mid-game circles. So obviously running into an uncomfortable team to start there. Could they have got that pick on Ragnarok and Bill? Maybe, but that's not the timeline we're living in.
Yeah. Hey, great disengage from Ragnarok, though, right? I mean, he got volleyed. He immediately put himself in a good position to get supported, and it was really that anchor, right? Foops, like, if he was able to get a knock there, it would have went the entire other direction. But, hey, hindsight is 20/20. Right now, we got Aurora on the move with 30 points in second place, trying to get into that northern side. This is a tough circle, considering that it could still hard shift on over to military. But I think if you're Aurora, you definitely want to put yourself in a good position just in case.
Little cut over there to the Moxie POV behind the wheel, just trying to keep his individual life going. Meanwhile, you can see some of the establishment of our other squads, like you say, Aurora on the move, getting themselves back down into a position to build on this one. There's your Ulf cameo as well, monster truck in the back.
There they go. Yeah, Ulf on the move here. Everybody trying to center up. You got 4 Thrives already taking that beautiful bridge position, so they're going to be the anchor beings here for this one. If that zone goes south, they'll have a great position for it. I like what I saw from Aurora there. They went to that edge of that circle, just trying to catch maybe a sneaky player on rotation, try to soak up some points. But when they didn't find anything, all right, let's go ahead and prioritize circle here.
Smart plays, the talented squads that I think a lot of us want to see really get into that stride that we know they have. High skill ceiling, Jukes, so maybe they can build on this one.
Yeah, things definitely slowing down here, for sure. And it definitely should. I mean, it was kind of tough to see a couple players go out so early, but with the Southern Plain Path, sometimes you got some players just trying to do some split loot, and one little bad drop could definitely punish you. Still 58 remaining here, so still plenty of time. A lot of action to be had. Unfortunate for the side of GOAT. Yeah, we got X-Force Rejects losing a couple players as well. But we're still getting things going here. And you can see Alula Club right in the coastline with a super safe rotation.
Yeah, playing it close to their chest. Going to bide their time on this one, stay in a very safe area. Map feed boding well for their timeline that's yet to come. Bit of a cut over as well. We can see what the setup is here. KRX caught a whiff of the back line. Few shots, the info goes both ways.
Yeah, RRQ just, hey, just put some shots down range, just saying, hey, stay away. You know, we'll fight a little bit later as we get into those later stages. But this position has been taken. Next zone does pop, And it goes dead center. All right, so yeah, military definitely out of play at this point. We are going to go to that northern island. You can see Aurora down south. Going to have to make that bridge cross. And on the other bridge, we got AGAL and EK going to have to make that late rotate.
Yeah, a lot of water in play here as well. So like you say, for 4-5s to potentially be able to build off the back of this one on that slightly delayed rotation over the bridge could get a bit messy as this develops.
Now teams just trying to put themselves into a solid position. Wolf are going to be looking for one here. A lot of open fields in this northern spot. Maybe they're going to be hoping that for a northern shift. But for right now, 4 Thrives are going to be holding this hillside, and that is the dominant position in this zone. Furia just forced to take the warehouse. Still a great spot as well. And we'll see just how this decides to play out in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, see if Fowler can run it straight back as well with the incredible performance he's had today as an individual. Been absolutely out there hulking out, mate. Some of the connections he's had have been brutal scenes. So Falak, will it be happening once again? Read from the distance. He's got an idea of the 2 squads that are in close proximity here. Put a bit of fear over towards Furia, but doesn't overcommit. Got the backup coming in now as well.
Yeah, here they go. Just everybody just playing some pop shots over, playing a little game of keep away. And 4 Thrives are going to have, I'd say, the best position in this circle so far. Let's see where the next zone goes. And yeah, Falak just putting some shots onto those vehicles. Going to make it very difficult for a team like Thunder Talk to rotate away from this. And I'm surprised we're seeing Thunder Talk take that little, actually just an open air. I mean, yeah, they just got busted out on rotate. That's tough.
Might work out all right for the delay rotation there for Geekay as well with the setup. Hovercraft in the distance, jet ski up. Hey, that's a summer camp play.
There you go. He's going to be headed straight to that hovercraft. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess Geekay just abandoned that bridge play. They're like, you know what, let's just try to cross the water here, and a hovercraft's definitely going to help do that. Meanwhile, Aurora gonna hold on to this bridge, so they're gonna be just edging through that circle little by little. Did see a little bit of action though in that elimination view. I believe that was Orangutan getting some shots downrange.
Even with the hovercraft in play here, it's the back line over towards the bridge side. Instantly, visually confirmed by Aurora. They won't play their card yet though, trying to catch you if you do go for the wrap over. Uh-oh. Bit of a stagger there, Duke. Start to dump the magazines off the back of it.
Dude, this just goes to show you the level these guys are playing at. Just the tiniest mistake, just punish. Ragnarok, you know, still has that hovercraft there, but a lot of damage went into it. That's pretty much the meta at this point. Like, you see a hovercraft, shoot hovercraft. Yeah. It's just try to take it out as soon as possible. Uh-oh. AGAL playing it very close here to 4 Thrives. 4 Thrives are going to go ahead and give up the hillside and take the buildings just off that hill. But now, yeah, AGAL going to hold this spot for now, and Aurora are pushing up on that bridge little by little.
Because of that awkward setup on the bridge as well with the hovercraft, GK pull the plug on it, back off towards main Sivnovka there and get a bit of looting on by the base. That is where Moxie was last spotted as well. So could be a free pick onto him there and then convert off the back of that if they're a bit unfortunate in terms of their placing. And like you say, Aurora do complete their rotate over, find a little bit of hard cover to get set up with a relatively acceptable split from them thus far. And Furia still hunkered down, just listening out with 4 Thrives, just commanding a bit of respect from their setup. It's been good damage done, disarming some of the vehicles as well to make any escape plays far harder, Jukes. So strategic, if quiet, from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart play. These guys are in 4th place right now, 25 points on the board. Just get a good central position and just reach that end game. So they're hunkered down in the main coverage of these buildings, but those buildings are a little bit weak to that hillside. But for now, nobody's going to be making that push, because if you do, that's instant third-party city. So good decision for these teams just to kind of just wait things out, all right? Let's just kind of move little by little, inch by inch, and then let the zone decide when this fight's going to start.
And we love to party as much as the next person, Jukes, but a third party just don't hit the same, does it?
It does not. It does not. 2's a party, 3's a crowd. And right now you're going to see Aaron get shot out of the vehicle there. Nice shots there from Aru. Catching big trouble, and Orangutan with the drive-bys, putting in work.
Yeah, the Biffin getting ballistic already as the damage is being done, leading out full gangster as he lights them up. Scarface in the back, though, lets it rip, and that's the first knockback over. Looking to reset from this as well. 2 knocks on the side of Ulf. They got space and limited cover with the vehicles. Scarface is nade on point for the reply, though, and it is getting a bit uncomfortable, Jukes.
Ooh! And Gaming Stars with the third party punishing it. I think Orangutan had to really commit to that just a little bit quicker. But then you got Enigma Galaxy on the other side. This is what I'm talking about. You try to take that fight a little too early, and you're gonna get punished as Ragnarok gets naded, and Aurora Gaming are pushing into the zone.
Okay, Doc up close as well, cooking this one. Let's see if the shrapnel will be able to blow him away.
What?
Wow. How on earth has he been able to prevent damage from that divine intervention, but still slain with the same result at the end? So Aurora taking away space and locking down their safe area for now. Meanwhile, GOAT lose their last representative as Moxie is out.
Next zone just pop, and it does head on over to that northeast side, and it is hitting the edge of that circle there. So pretty big hardship, especially for a team like RRQ that was sitting over there in Ferry Pier. They're going to have a tough one moving into this next zone. KRX are going to have to do the same. We'll see how things start to play out. Those squads that are holding a great position so far, you got 4 Thrives sitting pretty, AGAL, Furia. Pretty much everybody else is going to have to move on in as Maniac gets knocked to Alula.
Yeah, Maniac not dancing on this one. No smooth moves on the dance floor as Alula start to build off the back of it and see if there's anyone else they need to remove from the equation as they do flush through onto him.
There we go. Now we're starting to see that elimination feed light up. Enigma Galaxy, hey, putting in some work here. 5 eliminations to start things off. The most in this lobby so far. So they're cranking up the heat. Getting some points on the board. Definitely needed. Claws has eyes on Satan, though, and Satan, woo! Hitting that U-turn real quick.
Handbrake on that one, Jukes.
See ya.
He's burnt the clutch, but the damage is still being done, and Yusuf was tucked into the back for so long. They forget about him. Wow. He gives them a reason to remember the name. Headshot into the back. That's another one down.
That's how you do it there. Yusuf in the blue zone. He knows he's probably going to go out here, but is able to get 2 clutch points, especially if he gets this confirmation onto Claws. And they need all the points they can get. Nice shots with that Scar. Red Dot, unfortunately, getting taken out there by Quick.
It was Swift as well. Lives up to the name on the response from the Org as he hits there. The Claws off the back of being down. Eats it from the blue coming in as well. From a good start, it starts to unfold. Meanwhile, back over on a different POV, we can see Aurora continuing on their warpath. Doc's down right now. Needs someone to play medic, but the backup is on rotation. Trying to cut their losses as well and get out of there. There's limited cover with the shed. You can tuck in at least. But this looks brutal, Juice.
Yeah, it is. Jetboss barely made it to that shack there. That Marauder was on fire. Yol is going to go ahead and get that res onto Doc. So Aurora pushing up from military, working their way little by little. They got 5 eliminations here. This is honestly where they work on their best. With the blue zone to their back, gun skill, the only solution to push into this next circle. Oh, they just have that one vehicle. Good for them. Okay, great. So they at least saved 1. And they're going to have to use it because this zone is starting to close. 20 seconds left on the clock. Things are going to definitely heat up here in this next circle.
Start sprinkling in those spices. It was KRX just off to the left side as well. And it seems like Aurora, their eyes have lit up as they do get visual onto them. Few shots back over. See if they can equalize the situation here, Jukes, and begin to build. Alula going down as well. Zone shifting upwards. And we can see where things are going to go from here. Aurora may have to fight for survival up against KRX.
Well, let's get it. Let's see what KRX could do. They are right next to Aurora when it comes to leaderboard. So this is a pretty huge fight here. Aurora with 6 eliminations, KRX with 2 so far. Only 2 points separating the two on the leaderboards. And the blue zone is so far away from them. So this is a fight they just have to make happen. KRX getting in the vehicles. Are they going to push this? And it looks like they are. Vinny trying to find some angles here. Zeol up close and personal. He's got to hit the shots with the shotgun. He gets one, but it ain't going to be enough. KRX gets the better of Aurora.
The lights have gone out for Aurora on that one as they are silenced by the attack from KRX. Even with the quick reaction with the shotty, it wasn't enough to save the day. The plays don't pay off, and KRX can keep moving. Got to quickly get themselves suited and booted once again, though. Restore the HP and then get a move on inside towards the new zone.
Oh, yeah, they better do it quickly here. This is their opportunity, right, to really lock down that first place position before they go into Miramar. RRQ, though, did a great job of just trying to slow down their rotation. Hoxie saying, oh, come on, Blue Zone, give me a break. Give me a break here. As Benny said, I can't even wait for you, bro. I got to get into this next circle.
Self-preservation, Jukes, it's got to be done. Keep the dream living for all of them if he can get into a better position. Thankfully, not slain by the blue. It would have been an upsetting way to go out. But the challenges are yet to come, buddy.
Yes, they are. They are still not in this next circle, and they got an entire squad of AGAL right in front of them. Things are going to get sticky here, especially when Maple's on the squad.
Oh, yeah. Always sticky business from him. Hit some sickening shots as well. We've seen it so far. Let's see if they can build back into a play like this up against the duo. Attention being taken off them, but Flower deals with it instantly.
Super annoying circle here for these teams. This is a lot of open field, very little coverage here to work with. That's why we're seeing so many teams out in stage 5. Usually at this level, we'll see a whole lobby with Flower H. Oh, Vinny spinning out, and he's taking out the vehicle. Now it's Hoxie left for the squad of KRX, just trying to survive.
Smooth tracking on that. It was like first-class Postmate.
And it wasn't enough. So that is KRX out. This is a huge opportunity now for 4 Thrives, Nigma Galaxy, the rest of the lobby to try to catch up to these leaders.
And this is 4 Thrives going in. Hoverhurst in the back line. T24 trying to close the gap as the shots are coming through. AGAL already dropping 2 players. Flower H has been popping off. But what can you do? Man versus machine as the hovercraft is in their face. Valak looking to assist with the nade plays once again as they're getting blown down. Backline's good. Maple removed. And that's how you wave goodbye.
What a play from 4 Thrives, not hesitating, saying, you know what, we need to take this hill, let's take this fight, and they get it done. So 5 eliminations for them. They move up to 3rd place, but Furia applying so much pressure. They know if we're going to take them out, this is the time to do so.
Woo. The detonation from the hovercraft as well, leaving IQ low, but he can top himself back up. The 4 Thrives certainly living up to the name, Jukes. They've been thriving in the lobby as individuals, but as a unit as well.
The crowd is going crazy here. We can hear the 4 Thrive chants happening just right behind us. Let's see if they can make everybody proud here and make pretty much of a miracle play. These guys have no coverage. They're going to have to run in the wide open. Their best shot, honestly, is going to be if 2 other teams in the circle just happen to fight and they're able to sneak on in. Other than that, though, this is going to be a very, very difficult time for them.
The mechanical prowess would have to be on point, bro. And like you say, maybe they can smell blood in the water, set themselves up for something special here. Bit of a scout with the 2-2 split, keeping their eyes open for info. Flash taking pot shots onto Furia as well, huddling together for any kind of cover.
Man, 4 Thrives really are happy with this one because Team Flash just completely stopped Furia from being able to push on them. Flash making that big push. Furia trying to make a play from the shack here. Bose trying to get the heal off, and now Tops with the shotgun should be able to get it done here. He runs on in, and Team Flash punish Furia.
Just like that, the flash in the pan is put out as they clean up. See you later, Furia, but the response back on. Shots coming towards them. 4 Thrives advancing up as well, so we've broken off into this 2-2 fight effectively, Jukes.
This is the perfect scenario for 4 Thrives. Literally, this is the only way they move up is if those 2 teams fought each other. They did, and now 4 Thrives have a beautiful open angle to this side of the map. They got a good couple of hay bales to work with. You gotta watch out, though, because I see Raouf there with that MG3. That's the weapon to have here in this situation.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be ruthless. Absolutely giving it with the heavy artillery if they get in front of him, Jukes. So 4-5s want to play this smart. They need to be decisive with the attacks. Right now, tucked in, looking for that window of opportunity. Scouting jump spot from Lord, just trying to get a read.
You got Team Flash just holding in the open. Look at that, Tops with the welding gun there, repairing those vehicles just in case. So that way they could possibly set up a little car wall, makeshift coverage here. No terraforming here in Erangel. You got to use what you got. And right now, I think Enigma Galaxy definitely learned their lesson after that last game. Look at them, just single tapping, making sure they conserve onto all that ammunition, because they could have definitely won that last one, but just did not have it in the bags.
Every bullet worth its weight in gold right now. Little bit of a tag in the back as well from the pot shots they've taken on the vehicle. Disarm, a quick rotate for 4-5s, make it a bit more uncomfortable. It's a good split to at least have hard cover if they go for this rotation through the open. And Furia starting to get some of the same medicine sent their way. You can't hold the wide peak anymore.
Slow things down. That is going to be the name of the game here. Oh, San getting picked off from Chief. Nice shots there, catches him underneath the buggy. And yeah, he's 100% getting thirsted here.
That's filthy. It was the angle he was playing for so long. Forced off, it goes back out. That Elim will be stolen over by Flash. Guarantee that one. And rip an extra point away from Furia. The play itself was nice, but amounts to naught. Paris getting excited tonight as well. Day one, Jukes, and already it's starting to get a bit of energy in the building. Let's hear it.
Let's get it going, baby. Here we go. Oh, look at that. These guys are looking good here as Enigma Galaxy is going to try and do their best to stop 4-Thrives in this situation. 4-Thrives looking very, very set up. Team Flash are going to have that edge side for now, but with Tops getting knocked here, that's going to make things very difficult for them. Look at this, Enigma Galaxy inching up little by little, using their utility, using that vehicle. Here come the nades now, trying to throw a red zone on the 4-Thrives. 4-Thrives in big trouble. Here come all the nades. Lord gets a knock on the Haizava. You got Balak now having to dodge those nades little by little. IQ in the back line. Now jumping in the buggy, trying to move out into safety here, but Enigma Galaxy keep applying the pressure.
That's over 11 nades thrown, one after another, bombarding down, like you say, the mini red zone forming, keeping it uncomfortable for 4-5s, and Coops assists with a big pick to leave them in a risky position. Response back over. Ralph getting hit from the side as well as Flash see their opportunity to try and steal points. The 4-5s cannot survive. They go down.
Enigma Galaxy continue to rocket launch themselves up these leaderboards. 12 eliminations for them. Now you got Team Flash and Furia to deal with. Chief, wow. Okay, no ammunition. Stuck shooting the DVS sniper from long range. I don't know what he's going to do with that.
It's ambitious, but I respect it.
What else are you going to do?
Doing whatever they can, Jukes. As the action rages on, UMP from the back hits Flash. Another one goes down. Hey, Bowles, the only cover you've got to play with here.
This is Enigma Galaxy's game to win. They have the circle here. Nobody is in this zone except for Furia. And you can see Chief trying to get to that rock, maybe even possibly that crate. But this is going to be a tough rotation because Team Flash are staring exactly at them. But Team Flash, what are you going to do in this spot? You've got no coverage. And Igor with that UMP is just applying so much pressure to them.
Even with the utility they had, though, like you say, the angle just completely cut off. If you want to go for an ambitious push out to Chief effectively, you can't do anything unless they get in his face, unless they push towards him. It's not going to happen that way. They're chaining the smokes together, taking a bit of space. If you can somehow prone up, maybe get lucky with what's inside, could be a response here, Jukes.
Let's see, Tops trying to hit those jump nades. Chief gets knocked, and that's going to cut off that angle completely. Down goes Igor. Here we go. Team Flash versus Enigma Galaxy. Team Flash for 7. Enigma Galaxy trying to make some plays. Tops hits the lay down real quick, barely dodging those bullets.
I can't can't believe he survived that. The stand up, sit down, keeping him guessing with the moves. He's able to top himself back up as well. The heels coming in. Rauf paranoid on the peak, looking for the angle. Extends to the left, Jukes barely survives the contact zone, coming in quick.
Oh, and now they're forced to run out on the wide open. They got to make some shots, got to have to make some plays. They hit the lay down, but down goes Lord. Tops running in the wide open, but where's Coops? When is he going to hit that shot? It's all up to him.
Coops down on the deck. Rauf moments away from death. Coops getting lit up. And that's Flash hitting it heavy as they come in with a chicken dinner live from Paris.
Here we go. The last Eric Gale here of day one. And it's Team Flash getting that victory at the last second. That's one they definitely needed. They were pretty down on the leaderboard. Ooh, you can see the crowd going nuts. Saying, shh, it's our time to shine, baby.
Hey, we're loving the energy, Paris. Let's keep that up. That's what we want to see here. That's what PUBG Mobile World Cup's all about.
Let's get it going. Hey, a great game, though, from Enigma Galaxy. You got to give it up to these guys, putting up some great solid points, especially considering that our leaders ended up going down pretty early here. So we're going to definitely see some movement on these leaderboards.
Man, it's crazy how sick of a day we've already had, Jukes. Some of the storylines, some of the plays, right? It's been getting us enticing, but it feels like it still is a true day one where you're never really sure. You never know if there's going to be another twist in the narrative, another squad that might actually have a pop-off run. It's been one of the biggest things about the World Cup every year. Because by the time we get here, that skill level just hits its peak.
And this is the place to be, guys. Honestly, if you're a PUBG Mobile player and you want to feel what it's like to be at the pinnacle of esports, here at EWC is the place to be. I am not even kidding in the slightest. Everybody here is so excited. And now you can feel that tension, though, as it rises little by little. Just a quick reminder, it is going to be Group A tomorrow, right? So we still got 8 matches left to go for this group. Top 5 moving straight into the finals. And honestly, with all these squads, how well they're playing, I don't even want to be thinking about the survival stage.
No, man, that's something for Max Man to worry about.
Yeah.
We don't put our necks on the line with that one, Jukes. It's too hard to call. The competition's been spicy. And it's crazy as well, having that human element, right? The body language. You can see some of the squads we expected big things from. Some of those egg-on-your-face moments where you got to reset. Big crowd, big stage, gigantic arena. So much noise. It's going to get to you, bud.
Yes, it is. And we can see we got James down in the field. Looks like we might get a little interview here soon. That'd be nice to see on the side of KRX. But all these guys, man, just having to prep because, yeah, things have been pretty hot so far. But they're going to heat up even more as we're going to be heading into Miramar now.
Yeah, we're going to be changing that scenery, giving you more intense action. Those final 2 games of the day should be absolute bangers. But I'm glad we're here for it, Jukes. Already, it's been an exciting event. And you can only imagine it's going to get better from here.
That is a fact here. So now we're going to see how these teams are going to be able to adapt. And they're going to have to adapt pretty quickly. But I think it's time. We do hear from James and KRX.
Thank you very much. Yes, Kalaris here, as I am with Hoxie from KRX, and of course I've got Max as well here to do the translations. So my first question is for Hoxie. You guys, at the beginning of the year, had a very heavy roster shakeup in Korea. How do you think KRX came out of that, considering Nongshin Red Force looks very strong at the moment as well? So what do you think?
일단 헉시 선수 첫 번째 질문으로는 사실 올해 초에 로스터 변경이 좀 크게 있었잖아요. 그래서 그런 로스터 변화를 통해서 좀 어떤 점이 좀 개선이 됐는지, 특히나 농심 레드포스 같은 또 강력한 팀들이 한국에 있다 보니까 좀 어떤 식으로 좀 개선이 됐는지 좀 여쭤보고 싶네요.
일단 저희가 뭘 해야 되고 게임 내에서 어떤 게 중요한지를 잘 파악한 것 같고, 로스터 변화에는 오히려 제가 생각하기로는 좀 더 좋다고 생각해서 로스터 변화에는 문제가 없는 것 같고, 저희가 이번에 뭘 해야 될지를 잘 정한 것 같습니다, 이번에.
Yeah, coming this year, they had roster change, but I think the roster change actually went in our favor. I think we had a really good teammates. But that being said, I think we mostly focused on what we should do in game, what we should focus in the team play. So I think all the way we could make a cohesive team play overall. So I think that went pretty well so far.
Okay, fantastic. And talk to me about today's performance so far. You got second place to Aurora in that Erangel game as well. A good compound to be able to play that from. Talk to me about the team's perspective and if you guys thought you were going to be able to win out that game against Aurora at the end.
이제 또 마지막에 치킨을 좀 아쉽게 놓친 판이 있었는데 그 오로라 상대로 사실 좀 더 잘했을 수 있을지 사실 그 집을 먼저 먹으면서 사실 좀 더 잘 출발했었는데 좀 아쉽게 치킨을 좀 놓쳐서 그 부분에 대해서는 좀 어떻게 생각하시는지 궁금합니다.
그 판에 대해서는 제가 마지막에 투척이 우리가 없는 걸 알았는데 투척이 없을 때 좀 더 좋은 능선을 잡고 과감하게 했어야 되는데 그러지 못한 게 패배 요인이었던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, so in the last moment, I think we made a mistake. Obviously, we didn't have any grenades stuff. So when we didn't have grenades, I think we should have been more aggressive with taking more on the high ground.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, I think we made a mistake by not doing so. So I think that was a takeaway from our that game as well.
All right, well, thank you very much, Hoxie. Thank you very much, Maddox, here, as we have KRX fighting.
Hoops is all I've been hearing backstage because the man from Nigma Galaxy is causing this team to fly up the leaderboard. You can thank Seven for that. He's been shouting it non-stop. And for good reason. Hoops, talk us through game number 3. You guys do an incredible 2-2 split to push out Ulf Esports, obviously before that final fight against GOAT Team. What was going on in the comms? What was the decision to make that 2-2 split and get aggressive?
In the beginning, it was to send me as a solo to hold him. But we knew that they were like the main threat to us in that game, so we decided to send 2 to push them and 2 to hold the other team. And yeah, the call was just to push them, kill them, and then focus on GOAT Team. But we lost the game, but it happens.
Did GOAT Team just get on top of you too quickly, or was it like you didn't have time to reset quick enough, or was it just one of those things where you guys just got pushed off cliff?
Yeah, we didn't have time to reset. Like we had 2 knocks, so it was hard to reset, and they took they had a good game, good team.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Now, game 4, you're in a huge open position. There's so much space, but also there's not much cover. You guys see 4 thrives over to your right, incredible nades. You just absolutely bombarded them with nades, closed them out to give yourselves loads of space. How was that kind of opening that kind of space up to create such an incredible position for yourselves going into the final stages of that map? Talk us through kind of like how Raouf was kind of leading the charge, as it were.
Raouf, he told us to save our nades because later in the zone, they'll be all stuck in one spot. And so as soon as they went to that one spot, we all just threw nades on them, and we killed them like in 2 seconds, maybe, with the nades.
And that was it. Fair enough. Finally, before I let you go, buddy, you didn't have an opportunity to compete at PMGO this year. However, obviously, you've rejoined this team for this event, this LAN. How have you got yourself prepared, both mentally and obviously amongst the team, to come into the event like this and perform so well straight off the bat?
Of course, we had a tournament before this one in Macau, and we didn't do great. So that kind of like woke us up to do better for this World Cup, because obviously everyone wants to win the World Cup, and so do we.
That's a fair point. Short and sweet, love it. Coops, thank you very much for joining me in this interview. Best of luck to the rest of your games today for Nigma Galaxy. But for now, we're going to go somewhere, and we're going to be back with more PUBG Mobile for you guys. See you later.
Flash was able to perform so well, but
Hang on.
Where are we going, Barney? Oh, it's coming back to us.
Oh, hi.
Okay, there you
Hey.
go. Now we're back where we belong.
somewhere.
We ended up going somewhere, and it's none other than here at the studio with Lace, Maxman, Neptura, and the 7WG. Team Flash was able to perform so well as that last game, but honestly, KRX has been performing really, really good so far today.
I mean, all of SEA, SA, all those regions doing really good right now. But yeah, KRX were looking absolutely fantastic today. And it's really good to see during the interview how they were able to build back some confidence and strong team play after all of these shuffles they had at the start of the year in Korea's, like the big Korean shuffle. But this fight in particular, this was game 2, the first Durango of today. Al-Ula crashing into God compound onto KRX. A lot of smokes coming out. And then you see Hoxie instantly getting the knock onto Quick. They push up. The reaction time of this push is absolutely incredible. But then the nades, 1 grenade, 2 grenades, 3 grenades coming out. Boom, squad wipe. One of the quickest fights I have ever seen in this esports. What a play from KRX. So damn impressive.
That's very nice. Very nice nades.
I'm happy you enjoyed that segment.
Wow, very nice nades.
It's great.
I'm okay.
Great names there from KRX.
Yeah.
But Team Flash, I'm going to have to send it back to you, Max, because with this squad, I mean, we finally saw what I feel like you've been wanting to see out of Team Flash. That they can frag out, and not only that, they can also win games, because it has been a bit of a hit and miss as well at the start of the day. They ended up securing a top 5, but besides that, they were really not performing that well.
I have one thing to say about Team Flash, right? No, okay, moving on a more serious note. No, they get 20 points here, and as you said, right, a little bit of a slower start, especially that first Durango off today. I feel like a lot of indecision being made. But the way they control the eastern side of that field, which I was a bit skeptic, if the circle doesn't favor them, how are they going to make use of that field? And you know what? I was actually slightly wrong of that play, because they put Win on top of that shed in particular, Niptura. And one very crucial point of this game for Team Flash, he was not spraying Niptura. He was one-tapping to make sure he saves as much ammo as possible for that final push onto Enigma Galaxy to get the win. The small, minute details are what makes these winning moments possible for teams such as Flash.
No, it's so good. It's a great point you bring up. This team loves to do these massive splits across one side of zone exactly for this reason. You know, if a zone is going to go their way or go in a direction that favors them, they will always be in zone no matter where it goes. So it's a really, really good setup play from them in the mid game, and then they're able to just play off of that. That shack play was really, really good for them, and they're just able to use, you know, this momentum pushing forward with these hay bales, just trying to get anywhere at all times. And, you know, Nigma, they know exactly where Nigma is at this point, because they just had that massive fight with 4 Thrives, as they're able to use the terrain to their advantage. A very good game from Flash, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, touching on 4 Thrives, I mean, from the beginning, they had that, you know, the defense in the building. They weren't sort of putting on the eliminations that they had from those previous games, but that's okay. They could have worked on their placement there, obviously getting into that final zone. And the nade spare, look, it was not probably in their playbook, but that was sort of a great sort of hold. They had line of sight on those certain teams, but were caught off guard. But I mean, a better performance from them, but not kind of the eliminations and the kills that we're expecting to see from 4 Thrives. But I mean, they're still at the top of the leaderboard there. So it's, you know, it's not their best game that they have put out today, but it's still a great potential.
Yeah. Indeed. And for everybody currently watching, don't forget that you can actually experience the PUBG Mobile Fan Zone. It will be open through August 11th through the 16th. Experience the PUBG Mobile firsthand. Join the exciting activities. And not only that, it's including the Naruto and PUBG Mobile collaboration. Maybe you get a chance to win some awesome rewards, a t-shirt, a tote bag, and the Spider-Man activity set collectible plush toys as well. Watch the matches live, cheer in the fan zone, and you might get a chance to win some awesome stuff. Special weekend appearances. There'll be some mystery guests, so keep an eye out on all that awesome stuff with the fan zone. You were trying to say something about 4 Thrives there, Max? I saw you getting no?
It was really just a meme of like, I want to put the William Dafoe gif of like he's going, oh,
yeah,
oh, with all the grenades going there. That was all I had to add. Great analysis from your boy.
Wait, before we go to overall, come back to us real quick. Thank you, Tomasz, because right now I want to do something before we see the overall. Furia, before this match, they were in the bottom 3. And I want to start a segment called Maxman Likes to Curse a Team, because he was able to pick, who was it, Silence?
So Silence is my MVP of the entire tournament.
Oh, no.
But they did good this game. He just threw the chicken at me. They did
Deserved.
good. So it's not
Deserved.
just yet. Okay? Don't
watch yourself.
Wait, let's do this. You can actually reverse it. Grab the chicken real quick. Say something bad about Furia.
Furia? Alpha 7's better.
Damn, okay, you really went deep cut on that one. Let's take a look at the overall so we can see the standings so far after 4 matches. That was actually...
I don't believe it, but first thing that came to mind, there was nothing worse than that.
Right there, Max.
Enigma Galaxy, a huge surprise for everybody as they have been showing up today, putting up 40 points total, currently in first place and actually overtaking KRX, Neptura.
It's so nice to see from Enigma Galaxy. I was really hoping that we'd see something from them, and 40 points, I think, qualifies as something. One little point I do want to make very clear, though, is like, yes, Enigma was having all of these big splits onto the west side of zone, basically doing something very similar to Team Flash, right, Max?
Yeah.
You know, doing all of this. But one thing I want to make a point on is we did see them take out the vehicle of 4 Thrives. In response, or not in response, but on the opposite side of that, they were using the welding gun to actually repair their vehicles. And in a field finish, that's so instrumental to have that extra cover.
Yeah, if they had a hovercraft, it would have been really a good use of that welding gun. But you know what? They did have the regular vehicles. But here on the second page of the rankings, we need to highlight X-Force Rejects, Thunder Talk Gaming, Al Ula Club Esports. And you know what?
Wow.
I don't think I'm too disappointed in like the 2 other teams, but the most disappointing one for me in particular is Al Ula. They kind of gave me a bit of hope. I was like, oh my God, Mina, let's go. Al Ula doing so good in the spring season in some of those events. Even globally, we've seen some real sparks from this squad. Claw in particular and Quick with just 2 individual fragging powerhouses. And they kind of slowed down. And right now, 16th position, I feel like they are way better than the bottom 3. We can see a comeback from this team, hopefully, by the end of today on Miramar.
I'm actually a bit disappointed by X-Force Rejects. I expected a lot more. Now this is their 3rd global as well. I was talking with the players. They were saying they're having some communication issues. Hopefully that's going to end up changing. It's been 4 matches. One team that I know you're currently disappointed with, Neptura, is none other than Orangutan. And why is that?
What? Okay, how do I say this? How do I say this?
Wawawiwa.
Wawawiwa. It's not very nice. No, honestly, why? Why in a global are we taking a fight, getting a knock, and then going, hey, the guy that's already knocked and can't do anything, let's just focus on him. And then just leaving it all open for the rest of the team to go, actually, while you were focused on a knocked player, we're actually going to be able to come in, backstab you, get rid of you. You have 1 point. Congratulations. It's going to get you real far.
Yeah, by the way, she's talking about none other than OG versus Ulf in the last match.
That is true.
I mean, look, I'm happy with the aggression that they've shown. So from match number 1, whereas prioritizing placement, they took the risk. They took the drive-by risk to be able to capitalize on their eliminations. I wish that they would have done that against Flash on the northern side, and I think they would have won that contention and been able to take their way, plus eliminations into the later game. But OG showing that aggression is exactly what I was hoping to see from them. So I was excited to see that. Are getting some points on the board and being able to like at least get something for them, because I know they've got the placement. They can do that, but it was really cool to see them be able to have that aggression as well.
Like one thing that is very different when you're playing in your home region and then going into a global event is like those slight timing mistakes or even like slight overcommits, etc. really are going to get punished so quickly and like heavily going into a global event such as PMWC, and we're not even talking about PMGC at the end of this year. That's going to get crazy based on who qualifies. But yeah, I feel like just more confidence and just fixing those slight timing issues could really help them get so many more point averages across the board.
For OG, a lot of people don't have them currently in top 5, and it's showing why. But we do have them going to survival, and right now they're hitting those metrics, but hopefully they'll end up improving a lot more. But before we actually go into Game 5, let's send it over to our amazing Blank and Claris.
That's right. Thank you very much, guys. Of course, we want to reminisce and go back to game number 3.
We do.
And talk about a theoretical notion. Could Enigma Galaxy have won that game? Talk to me, Blank. What do you think?
Oh, it's some real philosophical notes going on right now. Yeah, I feel like there was a moment where if they didn't push Ulf, potentially there was a big win there. We got to hear from Coops actually in terms of his knowledge about it, how they wanted to go down. He said it all just fell a little bit apart. I mean, as soon as that smoke train came through, there was a big issue, right, for when GOAT started to push. But I feel like Enigma Galaxy could have absolutely won that game. But so far, they've come very close, twice now, in second place, which is huge.
And the last game as well, I just briefly kind of had a small chat with Ralph there, and he was saying that he thought on the left side it was only a solo. So actually getting that little bit of an insight as to how they kind of looked at that field position and that field play is quite insightful. But 2 second place, nothing to sniff at. I think that they're kind of on the track here to do very well in this group.
They are, sorry. I mean, the bounce back from essentially what is an unheard of position in Rondo, where you go out as a full four-man in the first 2 minutes of the game, to now being up there on the top 5. It's a fantastic result. They've been gambling, they've been taking risks, and now is the time to be greedy, to take those risks, Kalaris.
You were casting. Do you think that Coops being here now properly with the roster, he's been kind of a bit of a game changer? Obviously, it's always nice to see Coops here alongside the roster. He did miss out on 1 or 2 of the internationals.
He always knocks it out of the park. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I think Coops is genuinely a very, very good player. I think he brings the team together. I think Lord bounces off him very well. Satan and Ralph play very well as a two-man, but you do sort of need a player for Lord to bounce off of as well. And I think Coops is that guy. In the past, he used to be the lad as well. For Enigma Galaxy, they were always received as quite a passive team, but I think that Coops applies a bit that more aggression that they need to follow up on, which has got them to these really, really high heights today.
All right, well, thank you very much, Blank. I need you to do the bat again as we knock that ball straight on over to the commentator team.
Oh, and it's a home run from Blank. A beautiful connection there with a microphone back, caught perfectly by Jukes as we set ourselves back up for another spectacular game of PUBG Mobile. Back in the building, the lights are changing. You know what that means, Jukes? It's PUBG time.
That is right, and not just any kind. It's Miramar, baby. Let's get it going. We are headed to the desert. 2 more matches left to go, and at the end of this one, we are halfway done with the group of death, Group A. Just a reminder for anybody that could be just tuning in, I don't know why you weren't here on time, because this has been a wild show so far. But remember, it is top 5. Top 5 move straight to the finals. Bottom 3 are done. Their keys will be crushed tomorrow. And the rest of those teams are going to have to make it happen in the survival stage. But it ain't over yet. Let's get into match number 5.
Oh yeah, baby. Another plane path on the go. We start to change the scenery, like you said, moving into a Miramar. Hopefully should be another exciting game as well. We've seen an exchange of blows from various different squads today, Jukes. It's been kind of hard to predict if it will be a consistent run from a lot of our teams, but known quantities building up their points, and the top 3 right now looking a little bit more defined. It's good to see some of the big squads getting the flex going.
Yeah, now we got Enigma Galaxy pushing their way all up the way to first place, so they are sitting pretty here as we take a look at the most eliminations. Balak still owns that top spot, 13 eliminations. He's busted out a baker's dozen here, but Coops not far behind him there with 10. And now you look as far as when it comes to that damage, top, he's going to be on top there with 2,300 with Coops right behind him.
Good to see, man. You got to give that shout out to Balak as well, right? Instantly came in like an inferno, but I think he just hit his stride immediately from game 1 where the shots were on point. It's the way he's going into these fights as well. He's just handling himself with this almost arrogant like confidence where it doesn't matter what's around him. He just hits his shots, plays his game, doesn't seem to buckle under the pressure that you know is there. It's a big stage, a lot of excitement. Harris has been getting loud as well. And we've got our zone for this one, Jukes. That's a lot of water, buddy. That's H2O for you.
That is way too much water. We got a crazy shift on the Puerto Payaso. Let's see who's going to be able to make them moves. Can you imagine we get that island finish here?
Oh, don't even.
In Paris? Oh,
don't even.
I should have even said it. I shouldn't have even said it.
Just drop the Eiffel Tower in, mate. That's all we need. Let's get it on brand, Jukes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that synergy right there. But hey, you know what, teams? Drop it safely here. That's what I like to see, you know, because every time we go into a different map, especially on day 1, never know if we're going to reach one of those hot drops here. But hey, take there a look at the bottom left. Go ahead and join that Uzumaki event. That Naruto. Get those skins quick and fast and in a hurry.
Don't get much hotter than that. Maxman's been ranting and raving about them all day. I've not heard him say anything else other than Naruto. So fair play, Max. We know you love it, and you're rightfully so in that opinion. But hey, you're right on the money. That last game, obviously pretty aggressive on the hot drop, right? GK versus GOAT. Didn't really work out too well for Goat, did it? Moxie barely limped away, tail tucked between his legs, resulted in him falling relatively middle of the game, but gets nothing from it, just the solo. So goodbye to any points being earned on that one. Learn from your mistakes, drop in further up. They're going to keep themselves safe. Nose is clean, at least for the opening drops.
Yeah, very safe here. I like to see that here, because right now it's honestly crunch time, especially for, honestly, these teams at the bottom, right? We've been talking about the squads up top, but I mean, what is going on with a team like Thundertalk? Thundertalk Gaming, 15th place, only 12 points on the board. X-Force Rejects right next to him. Alula in really big trouble with only 10. Honestly, if they really want to extend their tournament life here, now's the time, right? Get a good Miramar game here and now, and that could be just enough to at least extend that tournament just a little bit longer.
You need to give yourself some sort of confidence as well. Like you say, right, getting towards the end of day one here, it starts to sink in the reality of the situation. If you're down those bottom 2 spots, by the time you get back to the hotel, bud, it's the fear that creeps in. You never want to leave your fate in the hands of another team.
Definitely do not. Huge prize pool here for the group stage by itself. Over $1 million on the line just for this stage. Survival stage is going to have $152,000. But as we get to the finals, that's 1.7 million, man. That's some serious cheddar. And that's what everybody's going to be hunting down right here. Aurora going to be one of those squads for sure. They're sitting pretty in 3rd place. This could be a good game for these top squads, though, to make that gap, right? Just in case tomorrow doesn't go their way fully, at least it'll lock them in position to hopefully make it straight into those finals.
It's where you want to be, the best of the competition. The tournament here only going to get more and more enticing. It's like you say, life-changing money in reality that's on the line there, but it's not only the cheddar, you got the bread on either side. That's a sandwich prize pool.
Oof. And we are in Paris. They got phenomenal bread here.
Hey, but get that up right now, boy.
Let's go. Let's go. Turtle. As we're going to look at Ulf on the move here. They're getting into zone very, very quickly, so they're already in the circle. We're starting to see a lot of teams head on over to Los Leones. We got quite a few teams still far out from the zone. One of them I'm going to be looking at is those teams in my hot seat right now. Aula, you're going to be one of them. They're all the way up in La Correria. That's going to be on the complete opposite side of this circle. They got to get moving here pretty quick.
For the pedal to the metal, start to get a bit of movement on the go. The fan favorite right now here in Paris as well, and a team that's so dominant, it's easy to understand why. 4 Fribes looking absolutely delicious out there today, Jukes. It's been big plays from the roster, and of course, the one man in Falak that's been really flying the organization's banner high.
Yeah, he's making it happen here, man. Hey, big shout outs to 4 Thrives. I mean, they end up winning PMGO Season 1, something that honestly a lot of people didn't predict. Their fans went wild, brought home a global trophy on the side of Pakistan, but now we're going to see X-Force Rejects getting into a battle with Geekay, and this is a loss they just can't afford.
Well, our opening elim of the game then going the way of Ragnarok as he slams down early and gets that first pick hammered through. It's a reject, probably feeling a bit rejected on that one, but got to give up any space they got. Fragment out.
It's tough, especially considering that they were already in the circle, so losing a player that early is not good. Unfortunate on the side of X-Force Rejects, everything going wrong. But still 3 players up. They could bounce back. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that. As a lot of the teams that were outside of the circle are finally starting to make that great rotation and find their little place in this zone. But where do you think this next zone is going to go, Jackie? Huh? You think we're going to be heading to that water after all?
I wouldn't mind.
Let's do it.
You know what? Play devil's advocate, bro. Let's do it. Let's make this as awkward as humanly possible, Jukes.
Let's go. I want to see some swimming action here.
We've already had a bit of treading water today. We'll see if it happens once again. On your point as well, though, man, it's uncomfortable. A squad like Reject, right? We're talking about squads at the bottom of our overall standing right now. They're down there. They're literally trying to keep their heads above water in a sea of points that are being accumulated by the other squads above them. And losing one player, sure, as much as sometimes you can manage the situation early doors like this when you've had a rough run today, that's the difference of you just bottoming out again, having that extra layer, the upset. the sadness mounting on you, Dukes. It gets a bit uncomfortable, bro.
That's for sure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy because, yeah, the level of competition here is ridiculous. I'm telling you guys, right before we came up here to start casting these matches, I walked by a lot of these players and I saw their coaches, and pretty heavy conversations. Let's put it that way. You know, I didn't see very much of like, oh, you know, good job, it's okay. No, it was pretty much just like, what are you doing, right? How are we gonna? We cannot afford these mistakes. So the pressure is definitely on here. But we're seeing some great adjustments from some squads, right? Enigma Galaxy lost that game 3 by just so dang close, but ended up having a good bounce back couple of matches, and now they're on top of the leaderboards. But you can't let off the gas pedal just yet. Let's see where that next zone's gonna go, baby. Are we gonna go to the water? No! It goes right back to the mainland. It's gonna be a La Bendita finish. So all these teams on the south side, that's gonna be 4 Thrives. Gonna have to start making their way on up.
Yeah, ignore the coast, get back to the mainland, and set your focus on what's yet to come. And like you touched on there, bro, so many small margins that have defined some of our games today. Ammunition economy being a big one there. Big change up from them, though. We heard from the man himself about the setup with the call with the late nades. It was like 12 nades back to back. That's crazy. That was horrific to be under. You go from thinking, yeah, we can kind of slow this one down, snake it out a little bit. Boom, 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 boom.
That pressure up point. Honestly, if you're going to take out 4 Thrives, that's the way to do it, right? Utilize that util as much as you possibly can. Enigma Galaxy, we're not wasting any of it right there. And, you know, speaking of, like, resources, that's the one thing that you really got to make sure I'm pointing out when it comes to Miramar. This is the resource management map. You want to make sure you got plenty of that 5.5, plenty of health kits here, and a nice, fresh vehicle. Because that is going to be the way to win this one. And this is a very typical game now. It's still stage number 2, only 1 player down so far. So this end zone is going to get hectic.
Everyone lining up to climb over each other. Oh, we say it's quiet, but finally there's a bit of noise. Flash once again playing their card. That's a tag onto Reefus. Instantly get him dropped down on his legs there. Win looking for more over top angle. Good spam, slight tag, but not enough to convert it into a frag on the getaway.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to push this at all. Yeah, you just got to let Aurora find their way in. Nice little pick off there. Aurora going to have to do something with 3 players up now. Reefus getting taken out. And that zone, now we're starting to see teams really start flexing and take up as much real estate as they possibly can. But one of the teams that hasn't found a spot just yet is going to be Aurora Gaming. You saw that sign on that building. A beautiful day. Starting to feel a little bit less beautiful, though, as this blue zone starting to creep on it.
Yeah, normally blue skies are a nice sight, mate. Not here.
Yeah, not that one.
No.
No.
That's going to be painful. Nip away at your heels and leave it feeling a bit uncomfortable, like some of the squads that have had a bit of a rough day today. But we'll focus on the better signs of life and see if anyone can build off of this.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what... I have a feeling Fudia are going to do something here. I mean, they're on that western side of the map, right there